welcome back to episode 2 of Road to NCAA Championships. I had a bunch of fun filming episode 1, but it was a super light day. Today I have an off day, so literally I'm just doing recovery work. I biked for 5 to 10 minutes around then, and then I just stretched and foam rode, and I had class this morning. I had bio class and I had lab as well, and then I just chilled, and I gotta go do some work, and I'm gonna go ice bath now. I'm getting used to recording every single day. I'm glad I got the first video out and I can start this new series, but I'm excited for this whole series, and today's an off day, so I'm going to do such more interesting things. So I'm going to focus on a specific topic or whatever's on my mind, and then I'll have a segment to talk about that. And then especially on these off days, I'm still going to record because it's still these episodes I plan on recording every single day. And I wish and just so you guys know, I'm planning on releasing the episodes the day after, so you guys will see the day behind, if that makes sense. So the one uploaded today, you're seeing from yesterday. So it's just interesting, and I'm just excited and to get off. So what I want to focus on in this specific episode later, what I'm going to talk about is something that every athlete should do. And we'll talk about that when I go back to my room. But right now we're just gonna ice bath. I'm sorry I couldn't capture most of the clips in the morning, but I was just busy and I had a slow morning, so I just had to get a move on. But yeah, so certain days videos will be relatively short, but super simple. But I'm excited for this journey. So I'm excited. I hope people enjoyed the first video, and I'm having a great time recording this, and I'm getting used to the whole filming and stuff. So it's interesting because I haven't really done it to this extent, so I'm excited for it. So here we go, and I just got to ice, and then I'll talk to you guys when I'm back. So I finished my recovery day, and now I can sit down and talk to you lot. And what I want to talk to you guys about today, like I mentioned earlier, was this. This is the journal. This is something that can take your performances from here all the way up to here. This can just make you better as an athlete, and this is something I believe every athlete should do. Journaling is really important because there's so many benefits. The first benefit I want to talk about is emotional regulation. Basically, with journaling, it acts as a way to break down your mind and just sympathize through information. So if you have anything going on in your head, what you can do is just take your journal, open it up, and write it down. And when you do this, you're able to get the thoughts out on paper, and so they're not going in many different ways. So at this point, these thoughts are going straight to the paper, and you're getting them out of your brain. You're allowing yourself to reflect on them, and you're allowing yourself to just and attack this information and analyze it. So doing this will help regulate your emotions because you're able to put stuff on paper, and when you can put your emotions in words, that's very powerful. So that's the first tip. The second tip is positive reinforcement. The best thing about keeping a journal is just the fact that it's a log. This is a journal I've had that I've pretty much almost filled to the brim. I only have a couple pages left. Now, the reason why journal bring positive reinforcement is because as an athlete, you might go through some hard times, or you might not be performing as well, or you might be stressed, or things might not just be going your way. But when you have a journal, what you can do is you can flip back to the pages where you find the times where things were going well, and you can figure out what was going on there, or even just these specific reminders of when things were going well. That right there is positive reinforcement and can help you get you out of that slump. So say things are going well now, you can compare what you're doing then to what you're doing now and figure out what's going on. So this is very powerful because it can pull you out of dark times and hard places if you're struggling as an athlete, and all of us athletes go through those journeys. So this positive reinforcement is really important because sometimes when you're struggling, being able to remind yourself of what you have done and where you have come from is very simple. And as an athlete, we simply always forget where we come from, and we're always trying to move forward and forward and forward, that we forget we've accomplished so much. For some of the people at the college level, for some people at the pro level, even for some at the high school level, you've put in all the work and you've come so far, and this is something you've been doing. So you constantly need to remind yourself to how great you are and what good you've done and just all of this stuff, because it's part of the journey. Obviously it's hard to get consumed in that sometimes, but it's important to remind yourself to get that positive reinforcement just so you can appreciate your journey and appreciate yourself and just have great confidence in yourself. Another reason to journal is to review progress. So basically, you can review progress because you can look at training and you can see what's working and what's not working, and then you can also see if you need to add anything or you need to reduce anything. Sometimes you might be doing a little too much, sometimes you might be doing nothing, sometimes you might be doing in the middle. But basically, with the journal, it allows you to review progress and just gauge through, like sift through certain information and look what's going on. Because sometimes you can be doing all this work which is too little, or you're going to be doing all this work which is too much. So being able to review progress is really important because it gives you so much more clarity in what you're doing, and it helps you understand the task at hand and if what you're doing is working for you at this current stage in time. So you can also see patterns at a certain point and what works over the long period of time and what doesn't work, which is why journaling is very important. Another reason why journal is really important is because of it allows you to keep yourself accountable. Keeping accountability is important because it allows yourself to never slack and just to stay on it. I have picked up this journal every single day since the summer, and it's been the best thing ever. And I think this is part of the reason why I've been super successful this season, because I haven't allowed myself to slack one single time. And when I do slack, it's noted in this journal. And basically in this journal, I can just flip back and I can literally see every single time I've done a workout since the beginning of the summer. So basically, it just helps me keep accountable. I journal at the end of the day, like when I get back to my room. So basically, I just think and it's not too far off from when I finish training. So I reflect on my practices and my training and all that stuff to where I'm able to just put it down. And I have to do it every day. I made it a mark to do it every day. So when I do it every day, I'm keeping myself accountable to my goals and journeys, which is always just going to make me eventually achieve the goals that I want to achieve and keep me on that right path. Accountability is important because it's what keeps you going when nobody's around. So if you can keep yourself accountable, this is a very good way to keep yourself accountable, and if you can do that, you will be as successful as possible. Journaling is also very important, lastly, for overall health and mental well-being. So it's not just good for performance. With journaling, it allows you to relax, it allows you to meditate, it allows you to just get your thoughts out and just decompress your mind. That's so important because nowadays we're all like stressed about multiple different things, but when you just put it on paper, boom, you cut that all out and you can just relax, you can meditate, and you can get it all out. It has relaxing emotional benefits. It's somewhat pleasing to write about what you've accomplished that day, so it's just very important. Journaling is just great, and there's just so many benefits to it, and it's something that I think every athlete should do. I want to mention Olympic high jumper. She's the silver medalist, and she's like the queen of journaling. If any of you know about her, her name is Nicola Okislaga, and she journals everything. And literally, right after she competes, she journals. Right after she's done, right, like blah blah blah, she journals. She's just really good at putting her thoughts on paper, and she's instantly taking the result from what she just accomplished, thinking about it while it's fresh in her mind, and putting it down on paper. So this solves the question of when to journal. You can do it immediately after competition to decompress and get those thoughts out on paper, or you can even do it in small bits and pieces throughout training, or you can do it at the end of the day. But even just when to journal, the best thing to do is to just start. When you start, you're gonna just start by figuring out what you need to put on paper, how to do it, how to write, how to talk to yourself, like all this stuff. And once you start doing it, you're going to fall into a groove, and then you're going to find your specific way to journal. So there's no perfect way, there's no right or wrong way. It's what's dependent on the personal athlete themselves. So that's it. The best thing to do though is to start, because it's one of the most important things that can level up your performance, and it allows you to be more in tune and in touch with what you're actually doing, because you're taking the time to think about it, write about it, synthesize it, analyze it, and break it down. And it's just amazing because you can just break down everything, you can see patterns, you can take note of what you're doing, and it works. Like, journaling has been the best tip. It's improved my performances. I PR'd from 9 flat in the 60 hurdles last year to 8.71 this year. 208, 207 in the 800 last year to 159 in the 800 this year. So for me, journaling has been such a great benefit, and it's allowed me to synthesize all my thoughts and what goes on in training, and it allows me to just learn. So I think this is really important, and I hope I did a great job of explaining this to you lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys for tuning into episode 2. I hope this was a great talk. I plan on doing this a lot more too, and hopefully I can just work on my delivery and just be better next time, because this is my first time doing it, but I hope whoever's watching this can learn something from it, and I helped them. So thank you, and stay tuned for the next episode.